So tired. So sleepy. So happy that we won last night. So totally worth it. Happy Monday, everybody. I'll get into that last part momentarily, but honestly, it was a good day yesterday. Saw my folks, watched a little bit of football. Had a nice dinner. It was great. It was a wonderful Sunday. It was in fact, I wasn't expecting to see my parents at all yesterday, so or go visit them. So honestly, I'm pretty content with what ended up happening yesterday. With that said, how about we get into whether or not I was right or wrong? See, I told you I'm tired. About the games I predicted yesterday, starting with the Raiders and the Packers. Yep, I was definitely right about that. I mean, there were instances where the Raiders were putting on a pretty good show, but Aaron Rodgers is still going to be Aaron Rodgers. I may not really like him, but as long as he's in Green Bay, they're going to be something special and pretty difficult to contend with. Let's see. The Rams versus the Falcons. I was right about the Rams. I think the Rams, it's like how the Rams got the groove back by beating a team that was 1-5 going in, and yeah. Honestly, the Falcons was a game. Honestly, the Falcons game for the Rams was essentially a W handed to them on a silver platter. So, yeah, I'll take that all day long. Let's see, the 49ers and the Redskins. The 49ers still remain undefeated. I think they're 6-0 because they had a bye week. So, yeah, they're 6-0 now. Although Washington actually held them down to only 9 points. That's something special. That's something pretty surprising. I mean, I knew the 49ers were going to win, but only 9 points? So, yeah. Although, I went over to the local bar and, they have a whole bunch of TV, so I'm watching a whole bunch of different games at once. And the 49ers Redskins game was essentially Mud Bowl 2. That's how rainy and what it was. Seriously, there were guys on the field who, after they made a tackle or did something really special, they used the ground like a slip and slide, which, not gonna lie, was pretty awesome. I would totally do that if I were them. So, yeah, right about the 49ers. Now we get into a couple that I was wrong about. Okay. I don't know if Deshaun Watson is just, it's hard for me to say because the Colts should not have won yesterday's game. Going in, that is. But then watching him, okay, the Texans are making some pretty costly mistakes, and the Colts are just simply capitalizing on them. But with that said, the Colts ended up doing, they proved me wrong. So, yeah, Jacoby Brissett's actually doing a pretty solid job of, filling in for the retirement of Andrew Luck. Okay, so now I get into one where I said I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong about, and that's the Vikings and the Lions. Now, I actually predicted the Lions to win this game because they've been doing pretty solid, but then I checked the records. The Vikings have been, hanging in there with the Packers. It's still, chances are the Packers are still going to beat the Vikings later on down the line. But, yeah, I guess, again, oh, goodness me, that was a big yawn for me. The Vikings and the line. The Vikings have a pretty good defense. Kirk Cousins is actually, starting to produce like he ought to. It's actually making me kind of nervous for a few Sundays from now. But we'll have to get to that when we get to that. Now, another team I was right about was the Jaguars and the Bengals. Yeah, I did predict the Jaguars were going to win. And honestly, them getting rid of Jalen Ramsey was probably for the best. That guy really is more trouble than he's worth. I mean, to put things into perspective, before that draft year, Jalen Ramsey did meet with the Cowboys because the Cowboys were interested in him. However, in that first round, we took Ezekiel Elliott over Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey was so incredibly bitter about that, he then tweeted, therefore on social media for the world to see, "I don't want to play for Dallas as long as the Joneses are there." So, if that's not a sign of showing what kind of character you are, I don't know what is. And speaking of building character, how about them Cardinals? I was right about the Cardinals. Two rookie QBs going in. It was surprising. I mean, I saw the end of that game. Like, the Giants were, the Giants giving the Cardinals a pretty good show. I mean, honestly, outside of Kyler Murray's performance, which was pretty good, what ultimately won that game is the defense. Especially my favorite player in the NFL, Chandler Jones. In fact, Chandler Jones got the game ball. They show the locker room stuff after all the games. So, yeah, with a career high 4 sacks. So, way to go, Chandler Jones. I may still get nightmares from what you and your brothers do to pretty much anyone in Section 4, did, because it was in the past. But when you're not terrorizing anyone in Section 4, you're pretty cool. So that is totally awesome. Congratulations to Chandler Jones. Let's see. Now, this is a game that I was I actually started to get concerned with, and that was the Bills and the Dolphins. I mean, I was right, and the Bills won, but the Dolphins were actually winning for a pretty fair amount. Like, I think for whatever reason, the switch sort of flipped in Josh Allen, I should say. And, they went to work and, the Bills won. Let's go Buffalo. I was right about that, and that's awesome. Now, we get into more games that I was wrong about. Okay. The Chargers really should have won that game. But, unfortunately, it's the sort of thing where, Phillip Rivers simply didn't quite cross the goal line on that final play. And, at the end of the game, nothing really you can do about that. Yeah. Excuse me. As for the other games, a sneeze and a yawn. Not very often you do that like back to back. The Ravens and the Seahawks. So, no offense, but I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson may slightly have fallen into the race for MVP right now. I would still probably put him in the top 3, but after losing to the Ravens, I don't think he's the number 1 contender to win the MVP award. Now, we have to wait further along in the week to see, but until I see otherwise, that's pretty much how it's going to be. Now, another game I was definitely wrong about was the Saints and the Bears. Man, the Saints defense just owned Mitchell Trubisky. And, one of my brothers from Trinity Poly, who was a Bears fan, obviously he was pretty heartbroken about it. And then I ended up saying, posting on Facebook, I know your pain. I predict the Bears to win too. Ironic, considering that the QB of the Saints is named Teddy. So, yeah, that sure is something. But not as something as last night's game. Yes, the boys are back in town, and I really wouldn't normally do this, or say this, but you know what? Everyone's going to be saying it. Why not? How about them Cowboys? Woo! Cowboys! We won! We beat those Eagles, and it was great. We didn't just beat them, we trounced them. Holy cow. Like, okay, there are so many things I could talk about last night's game, but the things that stuck out to me the most is when we're all healthy and functioning as a unit, we are a force to be reckoned with, foremost. Second of all, okay, if you've been a Dallas Cowboys fan for the last year and a half, you know of essentially the emotional anxiety you get when watching Brett Maher about to kick the football. And for the first time, he got both he actually got a 63-yarder and a 62-yarder last night, which are tremendous NFL feats in themselves. Yet, more often than not, he'll miss something that's easy to do, like a 45-yarder in comparison. How do you make, those legendary line kicks but can't make the short ones? Should it be the other way around? I don't know. But why did I get mad? We still won. And he didn't miss anything. It was great. Although, I was a little nervous about that 63-yarder. Because that was one thinking, oh, it looks like it's going to fall out. But it didn't. It was fun. Unlike in the Giants game where there was a doink. I literally timed saying the word doink perfectly when I saw that game. Oh, I was laughing my head off after that. Especially when there were a few Giants fans in the room where I was at. You heard a giant collective, ah! And I'm just laughing my head off. Oh, boy. Seriously, I almost couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard. That's how funny it was for me. So, yes, my Cowboys won. Top of the division, going into our bye week. Yeah, we have a bye week this week, so I can rest easy for now. Although, unfortunately, we are now done with the easiest part of our schedule, and it sadly only gets harder from here because I know we play the Giants after we come back from our bye week. I know we close out the season at Washington, and the rest of the games we have are, at some point we play the Rams, at some point we play the Bears, we play the Eagles again, we play the Bills and the Patriots, and, who am I missing? Oh, right, no, I play the Saints. Shoot. What, hold on a minute. I'm going to look up our schedule just for one brief. Yeah, I moved the computer right in front of me. Okay, so Vikings, right? We play the Vikings. Oh, and it'll be a Sunday night game several weeks from now. So that'll be good. And we play the Giants on Monday Night Football. That's really awesome. So, yeah, really looking forward to what's happening next. So, let's get it done. Let's go to work. And now, how about I end the video with my pick for today? Okay, it's the Patriots and the Jets. I'm picking the Patriots. Come on. I mean, the Jets are nothing. Even though, what am I saying? My Cowboys just lost them a week ago, which we shouldn't have. Ah, boy. Well, the Patriots should definitely win. And, the Patriots have, at this point, the Patriots have all but clinched their division. Although, I'm very certain that Buffalo is going to get a wild card spot. I would not doubt that. I don't know if they would actually go far into the playoffs, But they have a wild card spot, and that's awesome. At least, not now, they will. At least I hope they do. Like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media platforms, turn those notifications on YouTube. I am very humble to make this video for all of you guys watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Monday. I'm so tired I forgot what day it was for a second. And remember that you guys want to talk to channel, it's going to be here to always have your back. Take care and make good choices.